Today I'm going to be showing y'all how I changed this water pump and this 2015 Chevrolet Cruze. I got an LTZ here and it started leaking water when I tried to go sell it, so I had to cancel on that. But I'll be showing y'all how I changed out that water pump, and that's what we're going to be doing today in this video. I'm going to be showing y'all how to change out that water pump and the thermostat. You got the thermostat down here. Be changing that out. Thermostat housing, it's hot. So they are 7s. These clamps are 7s, but just because my clamps are 7s does not mean yours would be 7s. It really just depends on what kind of clamps you got. I think these are OEM clamps that just come with the car, so these should be 7. We're gonna remove this just so we have more room to get this thing out of the way. So all you're gonna do with this little tab is push up on the red, and then they got a little black pin in there that you press, and you can pull it out just like that. They could be a little stuck, which hopefully they're not stuck, but there is a chance they are stuck. I'm not the smartest when it comes to vehicles. It's all learning. We're all just learning here, so hopefully I'm able to teach y'all something. Because that's all I want to be able to do is teach y'all something. Technically, you don't even have to loosen these clamps. I was totally wrong. You're just gonna have to move this and swing it out of the way. So you can just tighten these back up. You don't even have to loosen these clamps up. I mean, if you want to loosen them up and get it out of the way for just because you want to, that's fine. But I'm just gonna have it cocked over on top of the valve cover. But they got little grommets down here. I need to show y'all. Which, I mean, got a little black grommet down here that is on the air box that just pulls right up. Same from the other side. They got this little black grommet right here, and these two will release when you give it some pressure. It sits up in here, in this little piece down here. But yeah, I mean, once you get, well, you just pretty much pull it out, and I'm gonna have it sit up here so I can access this. I might just, yeah, I think I will remove that clamp. I'm gonna remove it just to get it out of the way. I don't want it bending like it is. Tighten it again. All right, now that I got it out of the way, we're here to the motor mount. I'll give you some way to look at it. Here's the serpentine belt. For this one, it's smaller because I think whoever had this car before me changed the motor out. You can see the little writing right here. And they did have writing on the water pump cover. And they have writing on the alternator as well. Pretty certain this motor has been changed. But yeah, I mean, we're going to access this, take the serpentine belt off. And that's what we're going to do. And then we're going to change this, take this off, and get it jacked up on the jacks. You don't realize how many times I had to do this. We're gonna access it from the oil pan by jacking it up and keeping pressure on it. You can kind of see the coolant down here. It was leaking coolant, but I'm gonna get this little jack up. And then you always want to have like a little block to help support it. Try to watch that drain bolt. Just to support it. I might have to get 2 blocks just for the extra oomph. Yeah, I think I'm gonna need 2 blocks. Let me get an extra block back with that block. I'm just gonna loosen it a little bit, tighten it, make sure it's tight. Get that little block going. I was able to do it sideways once. I guess at an angle like that should be fine. We're also gonna get that other block just so we have pressure on it. Like so. Like that, so we can get it loosened. Make sure it's stiff, firm. just so it's jacked up. It's not going anywhere. Just so there's like some tension down there. Alright. This is where we'll be working the whole time. We got this whole motor mount we got to do. So yeah. Alright, I got the socket here. It's going to be a 15 millimeter for these bolts. I think all these bolts are the same. I got a 6-point socket just so I've been taking these bolts off a lot recently because I've been messing with the serpentine belt a lot recently. So I'm going to go and just use my 6-point just so I'm not giving that much. I mean, you can use the other size socket, but I'm just going to use a 6-point for now. And I'm going to use my impact. I know a lot of people don't have impacts, so I'm going to show you how I get it without an impact. I mean, you got your socket, you got your extension, you got a little short extension. Extension reducer to fit your smaller sockets. You can reach it like this. You can kind of reach it like this if you hit it like this and you pull. Let's see. Yep, we're going to loosen just to confirm. I have already taken these off, so it was a little looser. But it's pretty much simple like that. You don't need a super long extension. These were already loose, that's why they were so easy to bust. So the jack is lowering. Hopefully the jack doesn't just fail. Yeah.
You might need to raise the jack up a little bit as you lower it. Just so you have that comfort, so when you go to put the mount back on. I was always scared to change out these mounts because I was always nervous about having to put it back on. And I was always nervous of lining it back up, which for this, since it's sideways, it's really super easy to line back up. I don't know why I was so nervous lining them up at first, but it's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. It just freed itself from this bolt right here. But it's pretty much straightforward with the motor mount. We'd be able to lift it back up once we get it out. These holes are pretty hollow to help with the mount to get it back in, and then when you tighten it, it's going to suck the motor up and make it align. Right now it's kind of a little crooked, but you can sway this over a little bit to get those bolts back in. But we're going to get these out. I'm going to use my impact. I don't know why people get all that Milwaukee this, Milwaukee this, not anything. You really don't. I never really had any issues with getting shit out, getting shit done. Just like that. We got it out. And you just pop it up like so. Like so. I like to put my bolts back in, and I'm going to thread this nut back on just so I know, hey, that's it. But it's the only nut on this car. And then you just pop your things back in just to keep track of them. And that's it on that one. Now we're going to get this bad boy off. Pretty certain it's the same size. Let's see here. Yeah, it's literally the same size. They're all...
This, you're not really giving any room. So you gotta just go in with this. Am I going tighten? I am not. I'm going loosen. It's just that tight. These, you don't want to take the bolts out all the way. Like, for example, this one, you're not going to be able to get that bolt out all the way. Well, yeah, no, you can't get it all the way out, so you're going to have to take it off when you take off the bracket. Just be careful because it is jacked up.
Works at the end of the day. Whatever works. Now, it's a little hard. I'm going to pop this bad boy back in just so we can use this arm. But I can't really feel too much, so with these it's kind of a pain because they're super thick. But I did just get done test driving this bad boy. So, just get in there and get that bolt out. Alright, so I got the bolt out. I mean, it's pretty much loose now. But the frame is in the way. But it's super easy to get out. You really just got to lift up and pull while you're lifting up. Kind of wiggle it out. Just pull this side, and then just kind of go back and forth like I'm doing, and eventually it'll be free. Make sure you keep track of your bolt. Now we got the water pump here. We got some nuts here. I don't know the size yet, but what we're going to do is just take this little serpentine belt off first. We're going to take that off first just to get it off. But to tell you the truth, Yeah, no, we gotta get that bolt, that serpentine belt off to get this lug nut off. Yeah, I feel like that lug nut's gonna be a pain in the bitch. I really think it is. You might not have to take it off. I don't think you're gonna have to take that lug nut off because I think it's built in on the water pump. You got your bolts around the water pump on themselves. You got the bolts around them, so I don't think this nut is gonna come off with it. I think that's built in on the water pump. This pulley though, I don't think this pulley is meant for this car because the serpentine belt is smaller. This serpentine belt's off of a Mazda RX-7. So I don't know why it doesn't really fit. I mean, it fits it perfect. Like you got your tension, it's enough tension. You don't need much more than that. I mean, it works good. There's no need to change that pulley out as long as you have this part number. But I think this pulley is a little too small for this motor. I think somebody changed it. You got the numbers right here from like a salvage yard. I think this motor has been changed and this pulley was just on it. But let's get this serpentine belt off. I'm gonna show you how to get it off. So for this serpentine belt, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a 3/8 socket, just so I don't strip it out anymore. So I'm gonna use my 1/2 inch wrench and 3/8 socket, but I gotta use my reducer, which is actually on this extension. I got the reducer here for this. I really don't know measurements. I'm kind of dumb. So I don't know measurements, but I am kind of dumb. So luckily you don't need to worry about all that. I can't really tell you the size on these, but it's okay. We're gonna learn while we go. Make sure you loosening. Nah, you don't want to loosen. You want to tighten. Get that belt out. Be careful. You really don't want to strip that. You will be in a world of pain. This is the part number that I use for this car. It's a micro V belt. It's got the 5 grooves. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 grooves. It's a 4 groove 5 V belt. It's got the 5 V's and it's got the 4 grooves for this little car here. You can always use. Okay. You got that one off. You just want to go slow. Got that one off. Got that one off.
So we got those off. If you cannot get it off that way, always put your belt back on by how you put it off, how you took it off, and that's how you be able to get these little nuts out. So once you get these little nuts out, you should be able to just pull on this and it will come out. Look at that. Right here. Right here, there's a little nut right there, and then we're gonna get off. And you can actually spin this around a little bit. That's not supposed to be like that. That's a little fucking loose, huh? Oh well. Man, what can you do? Get up in there. Holy shit, can't even get up in there. You gotta get this thing off. Shit. You gotta get your shit stuck. That's what's gonna happen. Alright, I guess we're gonna have to remove this just so we can get up in there. Or you can get a swivel. Do I have a swivel? Better option. Just get you a damn 5/16 12-point wrench. Come on, you motherfucker. Oh, there it goes. Got it loose. So now we need another fucking rag for the AC compressor. We're gonna go get another rag. Alright. Cover this fucker up. Just so it drippy drop not on the compressor. Alright, so I'm back with the water pump on the Chevrolet Cruze. We're gonna get to removing this water pump. So I'm gonna do a little time skip and I'm just gonna be removing all these bolts right here. So I'm pretty sure I got all the bolts out. Now it's a little stuck, so you gotta kind of pressure it, like kind of work it back and forth. Hammer would be good too. Lightly tapping. Make sure you got all your bolts out. You can just. There it goes. Oh man, where's all the coolant? At least we got the motherfucker off. And just like that, we got it off. Now we can get to this bottom bolt a little bit better, I believe. We gotta get this retainer clip out. I don't know if you're able to see the retainer clip. I got this little retainer clip that should just pull out like this. You just pull it directly up, or it should just come out like so. The retainer clip should just stay on. Work it back and forth. No, just do light pressure if you're gonna. Well, I guess we're replacing this, so. Oh, look at that. There goes everything. Every motherfucking thing go falling. Get the screw out of the housing. Oh. This is the old water pump. They use adhesive. This thing has been changed before. Oh, I'm not even showing you. This is the new water pump. No, my bad. This is the old water pump. This thing has definitely been changed before. Gasket. The gasket just failed. Gasket just gave out. I mean, you can see it right here. It really didn't. Just gave out. That's why it started leaking. Oil kind of mixed in there a little bit through these holes. But yeah, this is it right here. This is it. Like that. You just gotta put some pressure on it. And then now this hose just gotta come off. I would like to get this clamp off. Let's see. For a different type of hose. Because it's not fun fighting these hoses. Especially this hose. Like, it's just not fun. It's not fun fighting this hose. I don't know who designed these clamps like this. You don't want to break the hose either. This is how I'm gonna try to get it off. Gosh. Until you can slowly get it off. Try to be gentle with it. Don't put too much force on it. Until you can get that motherfucker off. Like so. And we got the thermostat off. Next step is getting this clamp off because I'm not dealing with that clamp. That is one thing, those motherfuckers. This thing, fuck this little clamp. Okay, so I do got a clamp, but man, this thing's a fucking monster of a clamp. But that's all I got, and I really don't want to use a different clamp. So we're just gonna use this little clamp right here. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is just remove all of this. So I'm gonna do a little time lapse with that, and yeah, let me get all that removed. So we got it here. I don't have anything. I mean, you can use the razor blades, but I'm just gonna go lightly with something sharp. You don't need much. This stuff is coming off easily. I bet I can use some sandpaper actually. That looks very easy. I got 220 sandpaper from a palm sander. Try not to get it in the engine bay. So what I'm gonna do is wipe and then get a clean spot. Yeah, we're good. We just gotta be careful. We gotta get a stronger sandpaper. Here we go. I got a 60 grit sandpaper. Holy crap. Damn. Yeah, this is too gritty. We can't use that. I actually just found this little safer scraper. So we're going to try that out with this and see how that goes. Man, this fucking blows. I guess it's working. This is the crappy part, just fucking cleaning this shit. Cleaning this up. What a safer scraper. Motherfucker. I guess you gotta pull it up on the tab. Okay, or just break the tab. Okay. Dude, what? Trey, you had it good, but you fucked it up. Okay, let's try this. Alright, we got a better. Alright, that's way better. I'm gonna try to avoid all of that in the inside the block. But you want to try to get it all off. That's the crazy part. Razor blade would look really fine if only I had a razor blade. We're gonna try to clean up as best as possible. Really don't support this. It comes with a gasket. But it's working, so that's all you can ask for. Man, they really made this like hard up here. I don't know why they made it so hard up here. Try to make it as good as possible. I mean, yeah, you guys should be patient with it. They really did not make it. Alright, I got as good as I possibly could for as of right now. It's getting kind of dark. So, now what I'm going to do is this is the water pump. This is how it goes. I'm going to stick the bolts in it now. I'm going to do this while we go. Actually, clean your bolt first. Some of these bolts got like doo-doo on them. Like this one from like oil mixing. Don't lose your bolt either though. That's number one. I think everybody knows that part. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 long ones and 5 short ones. Out again just to confirm all the holes. Alright, so that's going to be the bottom one. This one is this bottom one right here. No, it's not that one. I'm trying to remember where this is the crappy part right here. This is the water pump. I already put my thermostat housing on 3 on the water pump. I already put it on, but never took the bolt down yet. Just does. I'll put the gas going down. And put the bolt in. Just got up here to the short one. So my audio went out on these clips, and I apologize for that. As of right now, all I'm doing is just pretty much bolting the water pump back up. I put the gasket on behind it, and I'm using the bolts, the top 2 bolts at the top to hold the water pump together. Hold it up while I can get my screws in. I'm using the rotary ratchet as a way to just tighten it up instead of just hand tighten it or using a ratchet. I'm not fully torquing these down with the torque ratchet. I'm just pretty much snugging them up so I can get the rest of my bolts in. When I put these bolts in, luckily the gasket held up good. Like it wasn't, I didn't miss the holes in the gasket. At the bottom of the water pump, you can use your fingers to hold it flush with the water pump, the gasket flush with the water pump, and you can put your bolts in and do like a thread, like just put 1 or 2 threads in And that's how I got mine. When I was tightening the bolts for the water pump, I didn't have a torque wrench, so I couldn't show y'all that. But you do not have to over tighten these bolts. It doesn't take much to get them tight. And I did them at a crisscross pattern, so I went one side to the other side. I went into a organized order. But like I said, I didn't have a torque wrench at the time, so I pretty much hit the bottom, hit the top right, hit the bottom right, hit the top left, and I went into that kind of pattern. And I didn't put much torque at all. These don't need much torque. If you have a torque wrench, that's cool. You do have to just look up what the torque foot-pounds for these bolts are. But I didn't have a torque wrench, so I didn't decide on doing that. Yay, the belt! Let's put the belt on. Yeah, it's like a belt. The belt, yeah. Forgot how to put this thing on. Let's see what we got. I'm gonna slide it like so. Get the slippery fuck. Alright, now you just slide it like so. Put them over here. Put them on top. Let go of that belt. Go down here. Fish it around the crank pulley. Crankcase pulley. Put it on the AC compressor pulley. Oh, you jerked your missile over. Can you behave? Can you behave? Why are you not behaving? Behaving like an animal. Behaving like a fucking animal right now. Like so, and fuck. Okay. Now we pull tension. Well, I'm also in an awkward ass angle. Like so, but this is not what we want because it's not sitting flush right here. So we're gonna pull tension. Okay. Where are you at? There we go. There we go. Super easy. Super clean, super fresh. Like so. And now what we're going to do is try to scoot that forward a little bit more. Like so. So it's not rotting on that pulley. Make sure it's sitting properly in every aspect, which it is. Got some juice in there, but just gotta fucking do it right. Yet again, I don't have any audio on this next clip right here. I don't understand why. I don't know why my audio is going out on certain clips, but on this clip I don't have audio. So I'm gonna have to do another one of these voice recordings, just to explain of what I'm doing here. Pretty much what I'm doing is I'm putting this motor bracket mount back onto the car, holding it down, pushing it in. You gotta try to maneuver it. You have to have your bolts in it to be able to put it back in. And you gotta watch that frame of the car. as of right now, I'm just trying to clear the bolts. Trying to clear the bolts of the pulleys and the belt. Apologize, and my big ass self is in the way. I will get better set up for future projects and future videos. This is my first video, so I'm not as confident as I will be in future videos. But as of right now, I got them cleared. When later in this clip, you're gonna see that I don't have it lined up and I missed it, so I had to pull it all back out and re-put the bolts in. I didn't put the bottom one in, and I tried putting them in with the bracket in play, which didn't work because of the framing. So I had to pull that bracket back out, put the bolts all in, and reposition it. You gotta have your bolts in. You may be able to get by without, but for me, I was able, or I had to put the bolts in. But from here, what I'm doing is putting this bracket on, then I'm gonna put the actual motor mount on the car, and I'm putting the air box in, and then plugging up the mass airflow sensor, and that's it. That's all there is to it. That's all you have to do. And then when you add your fluid, remember, at the end of the job, when you go to add your fluid, make sure you burp the car. You pretty much have your reservoir tank lid off, reservoir cap off. You idle the car. It'll be a cold idle. You wait for it to warm up, and then once it gets to idle temperature, operating temperature, the thermostat will open up, suck all that coolant in, and then you just keep re-adding. Make sure you stay at that level, and just monitor the coolant reservoir tank. Make sure you have the appropriate level, and the thermostat will open up. It will suck in at operating temp, and you gotta let it burp too. So when you do get at that level, don't close it up yet. Once you see the thermostat open up and suck it in, you have to let it burp. You have to get all that air out, and once it's done burping and you don't see any air, like if you, even though you don't see any bubbles while you're adding the coolant, you still want it to burp out. You still want that cap off. So I would say start burping it for 5 or 7 minutes. It really all depends. That's what I did. I didn't video the adding the coolant and burping the system, but it's okay. But yeah, I hope y'all watch the rest of the clip, and I'm gonna have a little background music on for y'all.